Hi, my name is Doris Miti Kimuli. I'm a mother of a 4-year-old and been married for 15 years. So we had major issues conceiving. I realized that this problem must have started when I was really young, because from the moment I started my, went into my period when I was 13, it was never regular. And of course, being a young girl, such things you don't really mind. You're like, if the period doesn't show up, it's okay. Now, when I got married in 2009, both my husband and I went to a doctor that we were referred to, did all these different checks on us, and then he said, okay, I was suffering from something called polycystic ovary disease or syndrome. So they call it PCOS or PCOD. So then he promised that within a month of taking the medication, we should be okay. But nothing happened. After about maybe another year, we were referred to another wonderful doctor. So we started going to her as well. And within a few months of going and starting with her treatment, I think within a month or so, we had conceived. That was in 2014. So we got excited. We're like, oh, that means the whole time there was nothing wrong. We had conceived, we were happy, excited. And then at about 10 weeks, I started bleeding, and then I actually miscarried. The doctor looked at all the tests, everything we had done with our great doctor. And then he said, I see everything is fine from what I'm seeing, but can we do the fallopian tube check again? But I told him, but I've done this before. He said, let's do it again. This time when I went back to the imaging center to do that tube check, the results showed that my tubes were blocked.
The tubes of the female causes of infertility, because the female causes are many. You can say uterine factors, cervical factors, ovarian factors, and then tubal factors. So the tubes account for about 30 to 40% of the causes of infertility. So that means if you see 10 women with infertility, of those 10 women, the problem will be coming from blocked fallopian tubes in the 4 of them.
Fallopian tube problems can range from just narrowing of the fallopian tube, can be kinking of the fallopian tube, or it can be complete blockage of the fallopian tube. Sometimes fallopian tubes also have water that develops inside them, what we call hydrosalpinx. And so all these problems are related to the fallopian tube.
We asked the doctor what could have caused it. And he said it could be any number of reasons. You could have had an infection or an injury. And then he also said maybe even the miscarriage you had back then, maybe some of that debris or whatever might have caused the blockage. So he suggested a method they call laparoscopy, which he explained was non-intrusive. They put a small hole and a camera down through my navel, and they would just go into the fallopian tube and scrape it.
Fallopian tube, as I said, it plays a very central role in the woman conceiving naturally. Yes. Now, once fallopian tube has a problem, that problem has to be defined clearly, because some of the problems are correctable. For example, if the fallopian tube is kinked or twisted because of scars around it, you can correct those scars and that's it. It will work normally. But for some of them, you have to do a process which will bypass the tube. Fallopian tube can also be reopened using some surgical procedures like hysteroscopy, laparoscopy. But first thing is to classify and grade the fallopian tube problem.
The 2019, I am told the tubes are blocked. I tell doctor I'm going to do castor oil therapy. He says, okay, let's see about that. June, I think, I conceived. We didn't know that we had conceived. Only that, and now because of the juicing, my periods had regularized. I wasn't missing months. Everything was okay. I was working out. I was eating well. I was at the fittest I've ever been. My body was strong. I was doing my 5-kilometer walk every morning. Then I would be in the gym in the evenings. I was so fit. I could feel it. Then one morning I felt really queasy and funny and weird. And we just decided to buy, those regular strips. And lo and behold, I was pregnant.
Download the app on App Store or Google Play Store now. Vision Digital Experience, the future of media.